Welcome to this 20-minute guided sitting meditation with Michelle Reugebrink. And for this period of time, you may want to find a quiet and comfortable place you can sit or stand. You can sit on a cushion, on the floor, or on a chair, or find a position that works for you, and even if that means lying down. And if sitting upright for longer periods of time is uncomfortable for you, just inviting you to find that position that works. The importance is being able to feel comfortable and wear clothing which allows you to breathe. And you're invited to close your eyes, or you can choose to cast a gaze in front of you. And if you are sitting, inviting sitting upright, whether on a cushion or on the floor, in a chair, just the invitation to adopt an attitude of being upright and dignified. Keeping those two words in mind can help us assume a proper posture for sitting meditation. It's like when you're going to receive a gift, would you be leaning back in your chair, or would you sit upright with your arms open? Dignified meaning you're awake and the upper body is relatively straight, not stiff, not leaning in any direction, however upright. Shoulders back so that it's easy to breathe. Opening up the chest. And while sitting here right now, feeling a certain amount of dignity in this moment, taking a few moments to just settle into this posture, whichever position you've chosen, to become aware of the body sitting here. Making any adjustments to bring the body upright, not slump or leaning. Becoming aware perhaps of the body in this position. And if you notice your awareness fading away to some degree, becoming more aware of the breath of the body breathing. As we sit today, this breath can become like an anchor or rooted, a central focus to bring us to the present moment, to lead us here, or to lead us here when perhaps our mind wanders or we fade away. Finding our attention, attending to other things, other times, feelings, or thoughts. An invitation, remembering that the breath is always here. And if anchoring to your breath is difficult, you can use your sitting bones on the chair or the cushion, your feet on the ground, or any other part of the body that can be an anchor for you. And in doing this meditation, it's important to embody a sense of compassion towards ourselves, patience, curiosity, noticing the times when we are judging or struggling, and letting go of that judging and struggling mind, and just simply allowing our experience to be with what it is. There's no right or wrong way to be doing this in this moment, right here, right now. Inviting us to begin to drop into awareness of breathing and perhaps focused upon the sensations with breathing. The coolness of the air moving past the nostrils down into the chest. The feeling of the expanding and contracting rib cage. The rise and fall of the belly associated with the diaphragm. The movement of the air back out. Not breathing in any particular way or trying to get anywhere other than where we are right now in this moment. An invitation of just watching the breath, breathing, moving in and moving back out. And sitting here from time to time, we may find our mind wandering, our attention captured by something other than the breath in this moment. It may be a thought, a sound, a taste in the mouth, a smell, sensation in the body, an itch, a tingling, something painful. There may be an emotion that arises. Simply noticing that all of these are thoughts and that arising in the field of our awareness, and we don't necessarily need to become attached to any of them. And when we find that we've become attached, the invitation is we can simply peel our attention off that sticky subject or object and just simply move our attention back to this breath or whatever anchor point you have picked for you in this moment, right here, right now. And in this way, the breath becomes our foundation, or like a tree rooted in the earth, or an anchor for our wandering attention, a place to which we can return over and over again, being gentle but firm, returning to the breath, returning to this moment in this time and place, sitting here finding our way back to the breath. You may be aware of times of noticing your thoughts about your performance meditating here today. Thoughts that you're doing it well, thoughts that you're struggling with it, thoughts that you're not doing it well, or that some other meditation was better than this one or worse. Seeing if we can just let go of those thoughts and be aware of them as thoughts. Thoughts that arise the same as a sound or a smell or a sensation that lingers in our awareness, and then move towards letting them fade away, or they may become stronger or change in some way. However, what is always there is this breath in this moment, regardless of what comes and goes in the mind. The rising and falling away of thoughts, feelings, memories, and ideas. And beneath it all, we're just sitting here with breathing right here, right now. There may be moments in any sitting meditation when something's happening within our body calls our attention. It could be the beginning of a small itch or something more challenging as a pain in the knee or back or neck or someplace else. Remembering that it's not required that one sit like a statue through the sitting meditation. However, it is worthwhile to explore the possibility of remaining still, becoming aware of sensations, and then choosing one's response. And your response might be to move or shift or scratch, or that response might be to do nothing at the situation, and it could rise again, and the response might be different. It's not about your response. It's about the awareness of the situation, the awareness of what arises in this moment, bringing full attention to this moment and all of the different angles of it. Once we are aware of what's here, we can make a mindful choice about what's called for, as there is no right or wrong way to be doing this. Feeling the breath at the center of all of it, a place to return to ride the wave of the breath. Feeling the breath as a circular process, not a linear one. The in, out, in, out. However, more of a circular process. A drawing of the breath in and reaching of a peak of inspiration. Aware of being in that peak of experience, like standing on the top of a ridge. Beginning to move that breath out of the body in expiration. The breath slowly exiting the body and reaching a point in which it's all excited. Feeling that transition point, the beginning of another cycle. The breath, in essence, has no ending or beginning, just a continual cycle. And that we can be aware of at any point along that cycle, at any given time. Feeling the cool air come in, the warm air coming out. We may find ourselves noticing sounds around us, thinking about what we hear, interpreting, translating, associating to these sounds. An invitation of seeing if we can become a bit more like an antenna. It picks up those sounds, however, simply does only that. It doesn't interpret the sounds. It doesn't make sense of the sounds. It just senses the sounds. We experience these sounds without thinking. Returning again and again to this breath. Seeing if we can remain resting in awareness of this breath. Notice the arising of thoughts or sounds or sensations. Simply observing them without getting caught up in them. Rising and falling away. Aware of breathing. Breathing not just in the nostrils or in the mouth or in the neck or in the chest or in the belly. How we're breathing. The entire process. The process of bringing in oxygen into the body, dispersing it throughout the body into the bloodstream, and then the reverse process. The body discarding the byproducts into the oxygen, into the blood, into the lungs, and back out. And the expiration. It's an amazing, complex process that just keeps us alive. Happening right here, right under our noses. Breathing in clean oxygen from the trees and the plants. Breathing out carbon dioxide to give back to the trees and plants. Just a continual cycle. Noticing as we breathe out, the tree breathes in. As the tree breathes out, we breathe in. This beautiful process. Taking just a moment to acknowledge ourselves for taking this time, having made it this effort. It's a lot of effort. It's an effort to be present, to cultivate an attitude of equanimity, of presence, of openness, acceptance, willing to accept this moment as it is because it's here. Acknowledging ourselves for having done this, for having taken the time to be present with what is here in our lives in this moment. Right here, right now.